Hi everyone, hi every spirit, Daria here. Letting some air flow. I wish you are having an amazing time. Thank you for joining me, and today I wanted to talk about a specific and very important topic, which is a community ain't shit without real individuals. So I think this is pretty apparent that all the communities that we see out there that involve having a certain leader or having a specific celebrity being worshipped and supported by a community of people that are just followers, are just there for the check or things like that. Those are not the type of communities that really change the world, that really bring freshness and uniqueness to the table. What they do more is bring grudges, bring wars, and bring bullshit ass excuses to, you know, go for their desires, go for it's just a bunch of people creating excuses for letting their uniqueness, individuality, their choices be made by someone else. So we see that also a lot in science and scientific communities, where you have the peer-reviewed science and those scientists sit there all happy because they all agree on something that somebody came from somebody else's mind, or that they just made a hypothesis about something that they don't know, and they all now agreeing on something that they don't know, and all happy sitting there as if that's something that's bringing real change or real conclusions to the world. So let's start by talking about why does a community doesn't work, why it's a bullshit community when there is no real individuals. What is an individual? What is a real individual? Because individuals are, each and every one of us is an individual, is a unique individual spirit. So when you, as a spirit, you are no thing, you are not aware of yourself, you are just space. When you become aware of yourself, you become an individual spirit. You can call yourself something, you create for yourself a mind state, you create for yourself a mind that you can travel in, a spaceship that you can travel in to express yourself as a spirit. But ultimately you are no thing, you are no shape or form. And so when you create a mind state or a mind that you want to see, that you see yourself as, or that you want to express yourself as, you by default are an individual in a world, right? In a world. And when you start relating with others, with other individual spirits, you create a bigger world. So first you create a world on your own, for yourself, and then you relate with other spirits, and you start to create bigger worlds, bigger, what we see right now. It's a bigger world, a big accumulation. It's already the death stage of the world that we created in the esoteric realm with our minds. So that in itself is already us creating, that's already a community. And when it comes to being an individual, you are on your own spiritual path, you are on your own individual path. You yourself make your own choices based on your own experience, based on your own preferences and frequency and vibration that you create. Blah. And so it also involves you knowing your gifts and talents, knowing what you enjoy in the world, what you want for yourself, what you want to experience, what you don't want to experience. It involves your personal preferences, knowing your personal preferences, what you like, what you dislike. and things like that. And that's knowing yourself, that's knowing and wanting to know yourself, wanting to know why you react a certain way, why you created this mind, and you navigate this way about that, and you are on your own personal growth. You go about your own personal things, your own shit, your own things that you want to create, that you want to express, things that you are absorbing and wanting to keep in, things that you are carrying with yourself, the energies that you are expelling and carrying with yourself. So those are all personal preferences. Those are all things that you as a spirit chose to go with, and it doesn't mean that it's the best for you. It's something that you did, and the more you gain experience and go through your own path and take your own conclusions, that's how you develop your own set of skills. That's how you develop also and refine your personality. You refine your own preferences, and no matter what circumstances or situation you are in, you are able to navigate it depending on your own choices. So you know that you are taking your own choices. So one of the things that makes you a real individual is that you take responsibility for your choices and your moves, and you know that you are making the choices that you are making right now, or you are not being carried by the seas. You are navigating the seas, and you know you're doing that. And if you are being carried by the seas, by the current of events, you yourself know that you are taking that, you are making that choice. In a sense, you made that choice in a certain point of your experience. You made the choice to enter that circumstance, to get washed up, and now you are experiencing whatever the consequences were of your choices, right? So even if you didn't take no step, or you didn't do anything, that was a choice as well. So the more you refine your individuality, the more you refine yourself as you go through all these experiences, all these new bodies and mentalities that you jump as a spirit, you jump into and out of, are all things that you yourself choose to go through to refine your own self and to know better, to do better, and to go through the circumstances the best way you see fit right now, and learn from the consequences, right? You cannot negate the consequences because the consequences are already here, right? So you have to know how to navigate that, your own travels, right? And that is something that is it's the most powerful thing that you can do in this world and in any world, is you striving to continue on your path. And even if nobody supports you, you know that you are refining your own experience, you are refining your own ways to go about things, and the better you become mentally, emotionally, spiritually, the more you are able to contribute to somebody else or contribute to the world, right? Because you have your own things going on, and if the world responds to you in a certain way, or in a way that is not appreciated, or things like that, you yourself can already be like, hey, I wasn't shit anyway, I wasn't depending on you anyway, so I am on my own then. If I'm still on my own, so whatever backlash you get is something that you can use for your personal growth. You can see, okay, so let me approach the situation in that way without losing your individuality, without putting on the back burner your own individual skills and your own way to see the world and think conclusions, right? You put that on the back front, on the forefront, and you go with whatever you are learning, and taking that backlash or taking that response from the world as something that you can utilize, and not put it against you, because if everybody is against you and you go against yourself, who will be for you then? Right? Nobody will want you because you don't want yourself. So that in itself, you know, being on your own path, being on your own individuality is something that makes yourself better, the world better, and just in general, that is the best thing that you can do, is you know, strive for your own best experience, best refinement of your set of skills, gifts, you know, talents, and anything that you enjoy doing and want to do and want to express, and all those things. So then you can bring that to the world easily, because you yourself are already nourished, you already you know, stable on your own path, on your own talents, on your own preferences. You are striving to always evolve, no matter what age you are always evolving, always taking accountability and responsibility for your own path. So that in itself is that is a brief explanation, or maybe not, it was 10 minutes of individuality, of you being an individual, something that I wanted to explain before we jump into community, right? And that is the first thing that you should know, is your individuality before jumping into a community. Because what is a community? Community is spirits working together for a common purpose, right? So spirits, souls, unique individuals working for a common purpose. So let's relate that to a group of people. It might be even one or two people. They come together. Two individuals come together to create a company, right? A little business. So one does the earrings, right? And the other, they have their own, I don't know, logo business, logo set of skills, things like digital art and, you know, promoting online, advertisement and things like that. So one has the set of skills to create the jewelry, or create whatever you are selling, hats, whatever, a service, a way to talk to people. And the other individual, for example, has a set of skills in creating digital art, or making advertising, or even you know, adjusting the sound system, or creating videos. And that in itself takes you being an individual, bringing something to create a to create something for a common purpose, built together for a common purpose, right? So that is in itself, it's business, right? That comes to business, but and you can create your own business by yourself, but you will not have business without other individuals even like wanting your business, or wanting your services, right? So community in itself is unique individuals creating something together, and you might have like a very similar set of skills and preferences, but there will always be your own individuality, your own purpose about what you are doing, your own way to move around the space and to create your internal spark. That is individuality. And when you want to create a community, when you go for a community, you go for wanting to build with and to create with spirit, with also unique individuals, also someone that has their own mind, that has their own way to you know, go about things. And the better you correlate, how you can correlate your own way to go about things with someone else, and be able to, without self-sacrificing too much, because there are some things that you need to self-sacrifice, but that comes to certain desires, that comes to certain ways that you saw the world, that you see the world, which might be even faulty for you. So that when community comes when you are already taking making self-realization, that you already taking self-responsibility for your choices and for your moves, and that's when you can create a good community, when you have that personal way and your own mind and going for okay, so I was going for the community, right? And as you are creating a way to commune with others, to communicate and to have some form of basis where you can all relate, there will come times where you will have to self-reflect when you do something and you realize that for yourself is even detrimental. So that's when it comes to how you learn when you are in a community, because by you being in a community, you have to already be on a path of self-realization, of individuality, right? As I was saying. So that was my point. In the community, you have to be able to take self accountability, be able to have your own set of skills, and have your own things going on, and be able to correlate that with other individuals, with other unique individuals, and be able to learn with each other without going completely out of character to pursue someone or to please someone, because that will take your individuality away. That will be you selling your soul to the devil, meaning that you are selling your soul for an external validation, and that's something that you do not want in a community, is selling your individuality for validation, for people approving of you, because that will take the whole purpose of you expressing yourself away. So people will not, they might respond to you nicely, they might be like, oh yeah girl, you're super relatable and shit, but in the end of the day they will not see you as unique and individual, and you yourself, because you yourself are not treating yourself as one, right? So make sure that as you go for if you want to be part of a community, you have your own individuality intact and that you are on your own path already, because many people go into communities to find themselves, and that is something that leads them even further into damnation, but that's also their choice. We cannot forget that. And why am I saying this? Many people like to complain that they got scammed in a certain environment, but they themselves have placed themselves into that environment to be in the wrong place, wrong time. So that in itself is already showing how communities can be a crutch or a way for people to dissolve and say and make decisions based on the community instead of their own decisions. They are taking decisions made by someone, a community, and many times what happens is that there is someone making that choice. That's what we talk when we talk about the shadow government. It's there is choices being made disguised by the community, because many people are working, like talking about this world, many people are working for their system are working in those job clouds over their heads, where they let the government, which governs your mind, to make the choices for the people, right? And that in itself already shows how wrong a community can go when there is no real individuals participating, because this system makes people assume a vague individuality. Because don't take me wrong, it's not that everybody has their own individuality. The thing is, the majority of people that take community as a crutch, they dissolve their individuality with others, and so whatever is left of their individuality is something from the outside world, and we don't want that. We don't want that as individuals. You as an individual have to have your own mind and be able to take self-realization and accountability for your own actions and your own, experiences, and the wisdom and knowledge that you took from those experiences. So yeah, that is the very important for people to understand about communities, is that they do not work. They are not real communities. They are bullshit communities when it doesn't involve unique individuals. And so yeah, community, also sharing experiences, wisdom and knowledge between each other. So when you are a real individual, you are on your own path, you can bring wisdom and knowledge to your community, to the people, places and things that you create with, that you want to associate with. So you as individuals can share wisdom and knowledge and be able to correlate and learn with each other, which is very important. And that involves, a community involves building / creating a world, which brings me to the first point when I started this video, which was me as unique spirits create our own world, and as we relate with each other, we create a bigger world of our own worlds together. So a community involves all those individuals relating with each other's minds, relating with each other, creating all kinds of prospects and building blocks, pillars and all types of stuff that involves whatever they are involved in spiritually, emotionally, mentally and physically, right? So a community is a good and fresh community when it involves unique individuals part of it, because that will be how you can learn with yourself, because you are an individual, you know your preferences, you know your goals, you know what you want to create, you know your gifts and talents, you refine yourself each and every day, and that doesn't stop. The refining yourself, it never stops. You are always making yourself lighter, making yourself more cutting edge without too much baggage or garbage that occupies too much space in your mind. You are able to go for your own shit, and that is when you can create a community that will benefit you, because you yourself involved yourself into whatever you see best for yourself, what is better for you, without waiting for somebody else to make that choice for you, without waiting for somebody else's approval of something. that is the most liberating thing that a lost spirit that may have been lost into something can come to grips with, is I am building and creating my own reality based on the choices that I make, based on the places that I place myself into spiritually, mentally, and physically. And that is how you create a healthy and wealthy community, is you bringing the best of you because you yourself believe in yourself. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you all very soon. I wish this was entertaining. I wish this was helpful, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much for watching, and we start surfing out. Bye.